This is Western Mass News on ABC 40.
Another racist incident under investigation in the Southwick Regional School District. Welcome everyone to Western Mass News at 4 on this Monday. I'm Chris Pisano.
And I'm Abby Carnevale. This latest situation comes just weeks after we first reported racially charged bullying in the district, including an alleged slave auction where white students could bid on their black classmates. 6 juveniles are now facing criminal charges for their roles in those discriminatory acts, but questions continue to arise after this latest incident.
And Western Mass News reporter Wesley Days joins us now live in studio with more details and reaction from the Greater Springfield NAACP. Wesley, we're told racist graffiti was found in a bathroom.
Exactly, Abby and Chris, but the details on who did this are still unclear at this time. Now, we are hearing from the superintendent of the Southwick Regional School District. They say in part, quote, "I am completely disheartened that I must so quickly address an issue of racism in our community. The district was made aware of racist language written on a bathroom wall. As previously stated, the district takes any acts of hate, racism, or discrimination in any form seriously. At this time, the investigation, or the incident rather, is under investigation, and the police have been notified." Now, as Abby and Chris just mentioned, this is a story we've been discussing for weeks at this point. This latest situation has prompted, as we just mentioned, Jennifer Willard to chime in, but there's another person chiming in at this hour. We're talking about the Greater Springfield NAACP President, Bishop Talbert Swan. Now, he spoke to us just under about an hour ago about these latest allegations, and this is what he had to say about the situation.
When you have a problem that is systemic, addressing individual incidences doesn't resolve the issue. And the problem with Southwick is they've been laser focused on trying to spin a narrative about a singular incident, as if the slave auction on February 12th or 9th, whenever it was an isolated incident. It's not an isolated incident. That students still feel that it was okay to go and put this graffiti on the wall because they don't fear any consequences in an environment where this has been allowed to thrive.
And we're also hearing from Allison Lopez. She's the mother of a black Southwick student who faced the brunt of that racially charged bullying we spoke about earlier. She responded to Willard's statement to parents by asking for more information on this latest incident. She said in part, quote, "The occurrence of yet another racist incident has further compounded my daughter's already existing race-based trauma. And as her mother, I am deeply troubled by this." I should add, we have reached out to the Southwick Regional School District Superintendent Jennifer Willard and School Committee President Robert Stevenson for comment about that racist graffiti and have yet to hear back at this hour. Reporting live in studio, Wesley Days, Western Mass News.
Wesley.